Hello and welcome to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys, and welcome to reaction to the Champions League draw, which has just happened, and every single team remaining in the tournament now knows what they need to do to get to the final. There are some massive ties to come. I think at this stage of the tournament, every single tie, every single game, it is going to be tough. It is going to be a real test. But as you're going to see, some tests probably are more difficult than others. And believe me, we have so much work to do. All of the ties discussed in detail. Coming up for you, let's do it. Because the Champions League will officially resume in less than 1 month's time, with Friday the 7th of August and Saturday the 8th of August set there to restart this brilliant tournament. And that's going to decide there the remaining round of 16 ties, which of course, let's remember here, there are some ties that are still not complete. We've got Juventus there against Lyon. Right now, Lyon are leading 1-0 on aggregate, but Juve still have the home leg to come. You've got Man City against Real Madrid. They're a monster clash in the Champions League, and Man City got a fantastic result at the Santiago Bernabeu. You've got Barcelona against Napoli. Barca grabbing a vital away goal against Napoli. And of course, Bayern against Chelsea. Probably one of those that you can count as done. Bayern in full control and still with the home leg there to play at the Allianz Arena. And so all of those ties still do need to be decided, and that's what we'll kick off with when the Champions League returns. But the fantastic news for Barcelona in terms of the round of 16, along with each of the other home teams still to play, is that all of those remaining second leg ties from the round of 16 will be played at the home stadiums of each club, which is absolutely the right decision. There had been rumours that they could actually be played there at a neutral venue. I think that would have been very unfair, given in the first leg the opposition had the home advantage. But don't worry, all of the games at the home venues, which means Barca, Napoli, at the Camp Nou. However, as we move into the quarterfinals and beyond, the neutral venues then do indeed come into play, because all matches from the quarterfinal onwards will be played in Lisbon in Portugal, with games there set to be split between Benfica Stadium and Sporting Lisbon Stadium in a straight knockout style tournament, which is going to be taking place there over such a short space of time. And as a result of that quick knockout style tournament, the quarterfinal, semi-final and final matches will all be played as single leg ties, meaning you get one shot, and one shot only, in each round there of the remainder of the Champions League. There is no room for error. And as you can see there from the dates of the Champions League and exactly when each round is set to get going again, you can see it's going to be a very different Champions League to what we're usually used to from this tournament. From the quarter-final stage there to the final, it's just 11 days, less than 2 weeks there between the quarters and the final. And from the actual restart until the competition is all over, that's just 16 days. So in just over 2 weeks of action, we're going to have this entire competition all wrapped up, and much like we feel I've seen in the domestic leagues, it is going to be demanding. It is going to take absolutely everything from your entire squad of players. You're going to need to use everything you've got, and you're going to need to leave everything out there to win this tournament. But with the new format all taken care of and all of that stuff all wrapped up, now let's move on to the Champions League draw, starting here with the quarter-final ties. And like I say, there are some absolutely massive ones. Starting here with Manchester City or Real Madrid. Whichever team there does make it through to the quarter-final, they are going to be facing either Juventus or Lyon. Potentially there, if Real Madrid were to overcome that deficit they have against Man City, and so to Juventus, it could be Ronaldo facing his old team in the Champions League. But right now it does look as though Man City and Lyon have the advantage there going into the quarterfinals. In the second quarterfinal, it is going to be Barcelona or it's going to be Napoli, and they are going to be facing the winner of Bayern Munich or Chelsea. And as we said before, it really does look as though obviously it's going to be Bayern, which means that if Barcelona beat Napoli, get through to the quarterfinals, we're going to be meeting one of the best teams in the world, and I would say probably the favourite for this tournament, Bayern, will await in the quarters. Moving on then to the other side of the draw, we have a tie here that is all decided in the quarterfinals. It is RB Leipzig who face the conquerors of the current reigning European champions. It's Atletico Madrid who knocked out Liverpool, of course, just before football came to an end in emphatic style, and they're going to be rewarded there with a tie against Leipzig, who've been really impressive in the Champions League this season, and that there is a very intriguing game. Before finally, it's Atletico Atalanta, who've been outstanding. They really have been punching above their weight all season long, scoring goals for fun, and they are going to be coming up against, in the quarter-final stage, PSG, with a massive chance there. The Paris Saint-Germain, who knocked out Dortmund in the last round, they've got a real opportunity here to get to the semi-finals, to finally start realising some of that potential. And so those there are the quarter-final ties. But, of course, we don't just stop there, because now, with this Champions League format in the way that it is going to take place, we now know if you were to win that quarter-final tie, who would you then face in the semi-finals? And it basically comes down to it here, that on the left side of the draw, that in terms of Barcelona, if we were to get past Bayern Munich or Chelsea in the quarter-final stage, we would then face the winner of either Man City, Real Madrid, Juve or Lyon. So most likely right now, I think Bayern, as we said, I think they're through. I think Barca then have got a massive game against Bayern. I think City are going to be there. So I think in that semi-final there, you're looking at Bayern, you're looking at Barcelona. If we can get something out of Bayern, and then most likely it is going to be Man City to make up that semi-final. But over the other side of the draw, I think it's wide open. You're talking there about Leipzig or Atletico playing against Atalanta or PSG. I think that side there, anybody can really take a run on those ties and actually get themselves to the final. I think Atletico Madrid will be looking at that there, thinking we can do this, we can get the result in a one-off game and make it all the way. I think Paris Saint-Germain, with the players they have, of course they're going to be confident, but don't rule out the likes of Leipzig, the likes of Atalanta. It could easily be one of those two teams too, and I think certainly here, the draw is very much open. There's going to be some outstanding games, there's going to be some big games. I think we as Barcelona fans, we've got a really, really, really tough draw. You've got Bayern, you've got the potential of Man City, maybe even Real Madrid in the semi-finals if they can overturn that, or maybe even Juventus. But either way, it is going to be tough, and by no means have we got this anywhere near easy. And I think, to be honest, guys, when you're looking there at, say, the quarterfinals, if we just focus there on the draw that we have for the next round there of the Champions League, I think when you're looking at those ties, it is going to be interesting to see how the competition is different from what we've seen before. Of course, there you're talking about some top quality teams. Of course, one on the face of it there, we are going to be up potentially against Bayern Munich there in the quarterfinals. It's going to be tough, but it is going to be a one-off game. It is going to be in every single tie here. All of these teams will know you make one mistake and you can find yourselves out. If you have one bad day, one poor day at the office, if you're not quite on it, and you've also got to remember here, there are going to be a few teams in this draw, the likes of Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern 2, Lyon, coming into this tournament, having not really played for quite a few weeks. They're going to have to there get that match sharpness really ramped up very, very quickly, and they're going to be coming into this competition just a little bit cold. The likes of La Liga, Premier League, Serie A, they've all been playing very, very regularly over the past few weeks, and potentially they're the Bundesliga finishing a little bit earlier. Liga 1 not involved at all, of course, over the past month or so. And that's going to make it interesting. I think there's many, many different things to consider. There's different variables which will affect the result. But overall, I think the Champions League being back in the month of August in this knockout-style tournament in neutral venues, you've got no away fans, you've got no pressure there of away games or holding on to leads or away goals, anything like that. All of that's gone. It's just a straight knockout style. Whoever's best comes out on top. And of course, we have to believe, even if it's tough on the face of it there, what we have to come up against. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys, whether it's for Barcelona, whether it's for the entire draw. What do you make of the ties that we're going to see? What are you expecting? Who are you expecting there to make the semi-finals? What would you say there is going to be the final four? Now we know all of the routes to the potential final, which, of course, is going to be coming live from Lisbon. And like I say, in just over a month's time, all this will be done. All of this will be decided. We will know who's going to lift the Champions League. Will it be Barcelona? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, when the season is over, the league season, that is, all focus then in terms of videos and analysis will be on the Champions League. There's going to be plenty more content and plenty more videos coming up for you guys. Thanks for your support here. Do let me know your thoughts on all of what you've seen in the comments down below. I will see you soon. Plenty more to come. But until next time, as always, Visca El Barça.